Hi, everybody. I'm Debbie Belaus, and I'm the owner of Qigong with Debbie. I'm a yoga, Qigong, Tai Chi, and meditation teacher. And today I want to talk to you about the vagus nerve. So, this is what the vagus nerve is or looks like. The vagus nerve is one of the longest cranial nerves in your brain. It starts right here at the what's called the occiput bone. It's a very hard bone at the end of your skull. And it travels down, and it doesn't show it so much here, but it travels through your jaw. It comes from here, it travels through the jaw. It comes down the larynx and the esophagus, and then it starts to wander, as you can see in this picture. It starts to wander all in the region of your torso, and it ends right in the belly. So it's a very long nerve, and like I said, it's the longest cranial nerve. And it's a really important nerve to understand about how it affects our body and how we can act and why it's important to activate it on a daily basis. It's part of our rest and digest system. As you can see, it starts from the brain and it ends in where the digestive system is. And there has been many studies about this nerve and how it helps with a lot of inflammatory diseases such as MS, irritable bowel syndrome, any kind of inflammation in the body, arthritis, any of those inflammatory diseases that become very painful over time if not addressed. So why is this an important nerve to understand? Also, how does it relate to these practices that I teach, especially Tai Chi? So the vagus nerve is part of your central nervous system. And when it's activated, it helps to bring your body into rest and digest. And why is that important? It's important because when our body goes into rest and digest, it turns on your parasympathetic nervous system, which helps to calm the body, calm the system down. Now, everybody has stress and anxiety. And sometimes just when we think we really don't, we actually do because it's hard to avoid. I mean, even what's going on around us creates stress. And stress isn't bad, it's just part of living, but it's how do we manage that stress without it exasperating into pain, like these inflammatory diseases, especially. When you turn on this vagus nerve, this very long nerve, cranial nerve, it will help to bring your body into a calm state. And in that calm state, we produce certain hormones such as serotonin, oxytocin, dopamine. Those are all the good hormones for our body to heal itself. When we're in high anxiety, we produce more cortisol. And cortisol is a hormone that's important to have because cortisol helps us get up in the morning, gets things done. But it's not a type of hormone that we want to be in all day long. Cortisol is usually your fight and flight response. And again, we need that for certain situations, but we don't want to live in flight and fight response. We want to stay in that dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin hormones, because that's where the body calms down and that's where the body heals. Now, most of my students are over the age of 55, and I happen to like that age group because I'm in that age group. And when we age, our body takes a long time to heal itself and repair itself. When we're younger, the body just produces chemicals very quickly. The body goes into healing mode quickly. But it takes longer time for us to rebound from illnesses, from accidents, from stress. The nervous system needs that special attention to keep everything at a rest and digest system. So why is that important for Tai Chi? Well, Tai Chi is purposely done to bring the body into that calm state, into that, they call it the flow state. The flow state means that everything is running smoothly in the body. And when the body runs very smoothly and calmly, then it goes into that really wonderful healing modality. Now, it's not an easy thing to do, to find the flow, the energy flow. It does take practice, and it does take some time to really understand the principle of how we work with our energies. Tai Chi was originally started as martial arts, and everybody knows what martial arts are. They're for protection. Tai Chi is kind of the sister to that. Tai Chi is for having the body move in a 4-second tempo. The movements are very circular. I talk about that in one of my videos. The movements are very calm. The movements are very slower. The movements are very smooth. And in that kind of movement, just like, just imagining water just gently moving in a stream, just looking at that's very, very calming. So that's where we want to bring our body in to feel on a daily basis. So I'm going to show you how to activate this vagus nerve. And it's something that I do every morning to kind of reset my whole system. It's something that you can use all the time at certain situations. Like if you're feeling yourself really revved up for the day, like yesterday, for some odd reason, nothing had happened. I had just woken up. I had a doctor's appointment that I wasn't nervous about, but I was in such high anxiety. I had such a hard time calming myself down. So I did this practice that I'm going to show you, and it brought myself down into a more calm state of being, because I hate that feeling of anxiousness. I can't think clearly. My body compresses. I go very one-pointedness, like I can't see peripherally, even my vision is affected. And this practice I'm going to show you, you can break it down to just doing one piece of it. You don't have to do the whole thing. If you like just one piece of it, just do it and see how you feel. And to especially do it when you're feeling yourself getting revved up from anxiety or stress. And instead of staying revved up in that high cortisol, you bring everything down, and you're going to notice a huge difference in how you feel. And it's learning how to maintain that tempo for the day. When you're feeling nice and calm, and then there's a blip and you're going up, then you know how to calm it down so you can continue on. Then you have another little blip up, you calm down. And this also helps actually for sleep at night. A lot of people tell me they have a really hard time sleeping, and not so much falling asleep, but waking up from a sleep. And that usually is, how are you maintaining your day? If you're in this high anxiety all day long, and now you're exhausted by the time you go to bed, it's called wired and tired. I mean, you fall asleep very quickly, but you're probably going to wake up several times during the evening, because the body is just in this high anxiety, and it's going to automatically just kind of wake up. Like you'll get that zap of sleeping, but then the body's going to just like get stunned and wake up again, because you're not at that calm level. If you kind of keep that tempo calm during the day and catching it when you're not, it's going to help with sleeping. It's going to help you fall asleep, and it's going to help you stay asleep. So another benefit in keeping our system more at a calm level, rather than high anxiety all the time. So the vagus nerve. We're going to activate the vagus nerve in a couple different ways. So since the vagus nerve starts at the base of the head by the occiput bone, and this is also called self-soothing. And you can actually do this to somebody too, if they're feeling, especially like a child, they're really having a hard time calming down. Just bring one hand to the back of the head and one head to the front of the brain. And you just gently hold it. And we're going to do a breathing technique where we inhale through the nose for 4, and then you're going to exhale out the breath for a longer count than 4, because the exhalation needs to be longer than the inhalation to calm the system down. When we're in high anxiety, we typically breathe very shallow. We take so many breaths in, and we don't exhale enough. And you'll probably catch yourself at the end of the day. Sometimes I feel like I haven't even exhaled yet, at the end of the day or during the day, because I'm in high anxiety. I'm like taking in too much oxygen, and we're not releasing enough of that carbon dioxide, which again quiets. It's a normal state of breathing. So when we bring our hands and touch our back of the head and the forehead, that in itself will give the message to the brain, oh, I'm calming down. And then when you add the inhale for 4 through the nose and the exhale out through the mouth for a longer exhalation, the body's going to reset itself automatically. This might be the only piece that you use, and this might work for you right away. But I want to show all of them in one sitting. So that would be the first one. The second one is when we cross over our arms over our chest. So remember that vagus nerve runs through the jaw, comes down the esophagus, comes through this whole region. So we're working with this whole region now. When we cross over, this is an indication crossing over the energy. Again, when we're in high anxiety, we get stuck. We get stuck in one position, one pattern. The crossing over is a natural way the body stimulates itself. We have the right side of the brain works the left side of the body, the left side of the brain works the right side of the body. So there's this crossing over between the head and the body. So just gently bringing the hands and crossing them over at the chest. Again, the brain's going to recognize, and the body's going to recognize, oh, I'm going into crossover. I'm going into a deeper relaxation. And then you do the same thing we did by holding the head. We inhale for 4 through the nose, and we exhale gently out through the mouth. Real important that you do this breath this way, because this makes all the difference. So that would be number 2. The third place, remember I said that vagus nerve runs from the back of the head, comes through the jaw, down the front of the neck, and wanders into the digestive system. This would be another indication to the brain and the body, oh, I'm going into relaxation. You simply just bring your hands to the belly, and you're also going to feel the rise and the fall of the belly here too, which again activates that vagus nerve. And when you expand the breath, especially in the diaphragm, it opens up the whole system. It opens up the whole diaphragm, the whole torso, again, to turn on that activation in the vagus nerve. And same thing, the hands touch the belly, the brain, the mind goes, oh, I'm coming into relaxation. We inhale through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. I'm going to go through this whole thing several times in one sitting. The next piece of this, and again, this might be all you need. The next piece of it is we're doing coordination with our hands and our breath. We're going to sip in 3 times. So you hold the palms of the hands facing up. You sip in 3 times through the nose. Inhale, 2, 3. And then you blow it out through the mouth again. So you're pushing out the anxiety. Then you bring your fingertips together. You sip in 3 times again. And then you ground yourself, ground the energy. So we inhale 3 times. We're pushing all of that stress out, blowing it out through the mouth. You bring the fingertips together, sip in again, and ground yourself, sink the energy down. So again, you're working with that energy field to push out the energy that you're feeling that you don't want to hold on to, and then grounding yourself back into the earth so you feel a little bit more centered, a little bit more grounded. And then the last piece is using then we finish with inhaling for 4 through the nose, and exhaling out through the nose for 4. So instead of sipping and breathing in and out through the nose, now we end with inhaling for 4 through the nose, and then exhaling for 4 out the nose. So that kind of smooths things out. And then we end with the last one, which is eye-hand coordination, which again, when I was saying, when we get nerved out, our focus is very narrow. We compress, we're just very narrow, and we want to open up our eyes because we take 70% of our information comes in through the eyes. So when we do this exercise with the eyes, you're just broadening your vision, and again, expanding that one pointedness, you're expanding the vision out, again, which is very calming to the nervous system. So all you have to do is bring a finger up for a pointer, and we're going to move the finger forward and back. We're going to use our eyes, though. We're not using our head to move it. We're moving the finger, and we're moving the eyes to look at the finger. And I'll explain a little bit more when we get to that last piece of how to do. This is very easy to do. It's just, again, you're just following your finger as you do movement with it. You're not moving your head. You're only moving your finger. So again, let's give this a go. Again, I'll show you the vagus nerve and what we're working with here. And we'll work with this whole region of the vagus nerve to calm down the system. So again, I was talking about the Tai Chi. Once we learn how to calm and flow and feel that natural flow in our body, when you're doing Tai Chi movements, it's going to be a lot easier to move that way because the body will be more relaxed. So when I teach Tai Chi, I prepare the body, the mind, and the energy fields to come into that Tai Chi field, to come into that smooth, slow flow. It's very hard if you're really anxious to try to do Tai Chi when you're really anxious. So again, this all connects with the common theme of coming into that natural flow state of feeling of the body and the mind and the energy fields. So let's get started. Find yourself a comfortable position. One thing you don't want to do is this. You don't want to be slouching. We really want to find keep your feet flat on the floor, the ground, or ground yourself into the earth, which is real important. This is great to do outside, but you can do this anywhere, anytime, any day. So we're going to start with feet flat on the floor. We're going to start with bringing one hand to the back of the head and one to the front. Your eyes can be open and you might need to watch again, or while you're doing this by yourself, you can close the eyes or soften them, soft gaze. But we'll inhale through the nose for a count of 4, inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, and then blow the air out through the mouth. Let the exhalations be longer than the inhalations. Then inhaling again through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. Get all that air out, and then again, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale out through the nose. Bring both hands to your chest, same principle. Inhale through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale out through the mouth. Inhale for 4, blow it out through the mouth. Try to go for a count of 8 if you can. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Bring both hands to the belly. Inhale through the nose for a count of 4. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhale for a count of 4. Exhale out through the mouth. One more time. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Palms of the hands face up. Inhale for 4. Push it out for 8. Bring the fingers together. Bring in for 4. Exhale for 8. This time we're going to sip in 3 times. Push it out. Sip in. Sip in. Push out. Sip in. Push down. Now just through the nose. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Only through the nose. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. One more time. Inhale for 4. And exhale for 4. And just let that sit. And then the eyes, hand coordination. Look at the finger. Move the finger away from you. Bring the finger back in and just breathe as your normal breath. You're just following the finger with your eyes, not your head. And then bring it back in, look over to the side, bring the finger to the side. Bring the finger to the side. You're looking at it with your eyes. Don't strain the eyes. Just going from side to side. We're going to move in a few directions. Look up, look down, look up, look down, and then do a circle with the eyes, moving your finger. A circle. And you can go at your own pace. And then look at the finger and then look in front of you about 5 to 10 feet. Look at the finger. Look in front of you, about 5 or 10 feet in front of you, and then look at the finger again. Close your eyes, rub your hands together, and then place the hands onto your closed eyes as you soothe your eyes, soothe your brain. And then open your eyes into the palms, let some light in, moving the hands away from your face, letting more light in as you transition back to this moment. And just notice how you feel. Now, you might not have gotten it right away because you're learning this. So we'll try this again. We're going to do the whole thing again. Remember, we're inhaling through the nose for 4, blow out as much as you can, 6 to 8 counts. Again, you can use your own pace. And we'll run through it again. Okay, so we'll start here. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Release the hands to your chest, your heart. Cross the arms. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. One more. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Bring the hands to the belly. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. One more. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Let that settle. We're going to sip in for 3. Push it out for 8. Fingertips come together. Sip for 3. Press down for 8. Sip in for 3. Push out for 8. Sip in for 3. Push out down for 8. Sip in. Push out. Sip in. Press down. This time we inhale through the nose for 4. We exhale for 4 out the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Let that all settle. Finger. Look at the finger. Move the finger out. Move it in. Move it out. Move it in. Out to the side. Just looking at the finger. Don't move your head. Broadening your view. Maybe do a circle. And you could do this however you want. I'm just trying to have you broaden your view. Exercising the eyes. And then look at the finger. Look away. Look at the finger. Look away. And then close or soften the eyes and let that settle. Noticing how you feel. Rub the hands together, create some warmth within the palms. Gently place them onto your closed eyelids as you soothe your eyes and soothe your brain. Open the eyes into the palms as you let some light in, moving the hands away, bringing in more light. Like you're opening up a shade to a new day and a new moment. Hopefully finding that flow of deep relaxation, rest and digest. And that's it. So, give it a go. You could break this practice up maybe you just like this one and this is the one you want to do. Or if you're in high anxiety and you're sitting in your car and you're at a light, just bring your hands here and do that. Inhale, exhale, we're here. So it's very portable, and it will make a big difference in how you feel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. I try to get something out as often as I possibly can. And thanks so much, everyone. Have a wonderful day.